As I watched the movie SWAT, I was like, wow, that guy's cool. LL Cool J looks cool, man. I want to look like that guy. What does he do? You know, catching the bad guys, looking ripped. I'm like, man, all the girls going to like me if I do something like that, you know. And I got my degree and I went on a ride along. And I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. Cruising around Koreatown, take care of a bum in the street. He was on drugs, running around. 2 a.m, I had to do all that? Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I love the San Gabriel Valley.
Welcome to the My SGV podcast.
So I grew up here and I still live in Alhambra.
I was raised in between Temple City and Alhambra.
Eventually resided in South San Gabriel.
Our mission is to capture and share the stories of the people of the San Gabriel Valley.
Amar Rd Park has pretty much been my whole life.
Well, I'm proud to say that I was born and raised in the San Gabriel Valley.
We believe our diversity is what makes the SGV great. And no matter where you are from, in the San Gabriel Valley, you will feel welcome. All right, SGVers, welcome back to another episode of the My SGV podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here, we bring you the stories of the people of the San Gabriel Valley. And if you are a returning listener, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We do appreciate it. Well, we got in the studio today, Danny from GD Burgers. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. I'm excited to learn about your story and your journey. Am I going to be able to try this food?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm excited for that as well. But before we get into your story, thank you to Paris Baguette for sponsoring the delicious treats every week for our guests. Check them out in the city of San Gabriel, Las Tunas, and Mission, right there by Bonchon, if you know where that is, in the Mission District. So stop by there, check out their pastries, and say hi to Jason for us. Today we're diving into a story of transformation, resilience, and culinary innovation. After nearly a decade as a top fitness director, this individual made a bold leap during the pandemic, stepping away from the gym to take over his father's restaurant. Leveraging his leadership skills and passion for people, he revitalized the establishment, introducing creative dishes like the breakfast burger and chili cheese tater tots. In just 5 years, his restaurant has become a beloved hotspot in the SGV. Please join me in welcoming Danny Hyun to the podcast. Danny, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's really cool to see you here because I see your content on Instagram, and it's very entertaining. Who comes up with that stuff?
So I actually come up with myself.
Really?
Yeah.
The ideas, you're filming it yourself, you're executing the whole thing?
Yeah, especially when I work out in the morning, when I have a good adrenaline, I just have a bunch of ideas in my head. I just let it loose and then just go on from there. You know?
Has that always been you, your personality?
Yeah, that was just me. You know, I just go with the flow. You know, and I don't think I do get pretty creative, but at the same time, I'm very strategic. What I do. You know.
Interesting. Well, yeah. I'm curious to get into your story, but let's start with what's your connection to the San Gabriel Valley?
Oh, I was born and raised in Rowland Heights, California. That's obviously in the San Gabriel Valley area, and yeah, I live all my life in San Gabriel Valley. You know, I went to school, Rowland High School. I grew up elementary, junior high, high school, all throughout San Gabriel Valley. And yeah, and then obviously my restaurant's in San Gabriel Valley. So more than half my life, the restaurant's always been part of my life, you know. And
what was it like growing up in the San Gabriel Valley for you?
It's been pretty good. You know, I met a lot of different friends, diversities. It was great, you know. I had no issues.
What kind of child were you?
I was the smartest kid. I think I could have tried harder in school. You know, I think I had that ability to do it. I think I was just a little lazy.
Lazy?
Yeah. I just didn't really care too much about school. I mean, I still did pretty decent, but I think I could have done better. You know, friends wise, I didn't really hang out the wrong crowd. So I can't say I was a super straight edge person, but you know, it was cool. Yeah.
And do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister. I have a younger sister.
So what sort of things did you like to do as a child in the San Gabriel Valley?
What I like to do, I really love playing basketball with my friends. I like to go to different places within, like the Puente Hills Mall was a big place back when it was actually like pretty cool to hang out at, but now it's like completely gone.
Yeah.
You know, that was a cool place to hang out at.
Play basketball?
Yeah, I love basketball.
Did you play for high school?
No, I haven't. I mean, I could have tried out, but I just love watching it, love playing it. I idolized Kobe since I was in the 6th grade. So, yeah, ever since then, I just love basketball. I used to watch NBA on NBC. every Sunday, the triple headers, double headers, always got me excited to watch it. And yeah, that's my one of my favorite sports. Yeah.
You described yourself as not really focused on studying.
Yeah.
Right. It sounds like sports or playing sports was a big thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
What did you end up doing after high school?
I actually went to Fullerton College and Cal State Fullerton. I got my degree in criminal justice.
Criminal justice.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not doing anything close to that.
Nothing to do with it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what were you hoping to do at that time?
Well, the funny thing is, I watched the movie SWAT when I was in junior or senior in high school. I was like, wow, that guy's cool. LL Cool J looks cool, man. I want to look like that guy. You know, what does he do? Oh, he's, catching the bad guys, looking ripped. I'm like, man, all the girls gonna like me if I do something like that. And I got my degree and I went on a ride along. And I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected.
What was it like?
It's going cruising around Koreatown. I'm looking around and just a lot of. He had to take care of. I forgot this one time he had to take care of a bum in the street. He was on drugs, running around. I'm like, man, it's 2 in the morning. I have to do all that. Yeah, no thanks.
Wait, you had already finished your degree in criminal justice, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. It was. People change their minds several times here and there.
Sure, yeah.
I get it, but I actually thought I was gonna go through with it, and then physically I can't, but I don't think mentally I could handle it. So I'm kind of glad I had to go through that to see what I really wanted to do with my life. If you're just doing it for the money, then you shouldn't even be doing it. If you're passionate about it, that's great. But for me, I was the wrong guy. I'm too nice,
Let's go back a little bit. Your father had the restaurant beforehand, right? As a kid, what was your life like around the restaurant?
My life like in the restaurant, it was cool. He bought it when I was 18 years old.
Oh, okay, so you weren't little.
Yeah. So I'm 39 now, but he bought it when he was 18. And before he was a landscaper, and then this is his first restaurant business. So it was all right. I mean, I love eating the food. It was pretty cool. I love eating the teriyakis and the burgers. Never got sick of it. I saved a lot of money.
So you didn't have the typical second generation, always at the restaurant, having to pitch in when you're a kid growing up.
Yeah, no, not really. But I still helped out throughout the years until I decided to do my own thing at LA Fitness, So physically, my dad wasn't the strongest, so I just wanted to make sure I'm there to help him out. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I got along with the staff. They're the still same staff.
Okay, so you go on this ride along and you're like, nah, this is not for me.
Yeah, not at all.
Where does your journey go from there?
And then one day I was working out at the gym, and some random gentleman comes up to me and goes, hey, you're pretty fit. You want to work for LA Fitness? I'm like, he was wearing a yellow workout suit. I'm like, who's this crazy guy? I never met this guy in my life. He just comes up to me and says, you want to work for LA Fitness? I'm like, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm the regional manager. I'm like, yeah, right. Some guy can just randomly just offer me a job on the spot. And they said, yeah, why don't you come back for an interview 2 days later and we can talk about it. I'm like, okay. So when I come back, he's in a suit and everything. Oh my gosh, it is really. He is actually the top dog, So yeah, I mean, I love fitness. I love working out. And it was just a unexpected moment. In a turn. I never thought about being a trainer or being a director or anything like that, but it just happened, and then it just went on from there.
So what was it like working at LA Fitness?
It was fun. It was tough.
And so you started as what?
So I thought I was a personal trainer, and then my director was like, no, I thought that's what I thought I enlisted for. I got my certification. I went everything through, and then 2 weeks later, I have my district vice president is like, hey, did you sell anything? I'm like, what am I supposed to sell? What are you talking about? I'm a trainer. He goes, oh, you're supposed to sell personal training packages. Oh, I'm a personal training salesperson? No one told me that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, not to do redo everything, figure out what I'm trying to do. And I was always a people person, so I didn't really mind talking to people on the floor, asking them how they're doing, see what kind of workouts they're going, how to correct their exercise in the workouts. Yeah, I just became really good at it. Each package ranges from $2,500 to $4,000. To spend that kind of money, you got to build that trust. No one's just going to drop $2,500 or $4,000 on the spot unless they trust you. So yeah, and then I was one of the top salespeople, and I was a top director, and then I got promoted to corporate office in the corporate office gym in LA Fitness in Irvine. Yeah, just That was my journey
Well, so you were with LA Fitness for a long time.
for a very long time. Yeah.
Were you enjoying it that whole time?
It was great. I don't regret it. I loved everything about it. It was just the amount of pressure they give you. And I get it, it's a sales job. All sales jobs have pressure and quotas. But I felt like my job was on the line every day. That's their way of motivating you. Like, oh, it looks like you're not performing. We got to reconsider your position. I'm like, of course they have no intention to do anything to me, but they're like,
That's
oh,
terrible.
Yeah, that's a way to motivate someone. I'm like, oh, that doesn't motivate me.
Yeah.
I love my bosses, but I guess the higher ups, it's like a pyramid, right? From top to bottom, they say something, then they give me the message, so they're all getting pressured, So I get it, So
But you stuck with it for quite a while.
I stuck with for quite a while, yeah, at least 10 years, yeah.
And what else was going on in your life at that time?
Yeah, I didn't really have a life, I just went to work. I was dialed in. I had a couple of relationships, but it didn't really work out because amount of time I had to stay at work and stuff like that. So I made a lot of good friends. I don't regret that. I made a lot of new friends and made a lot of connections and met a lot of different people. So it was a great experience.
And were you doing the social media thing back then?
Back then, no. I just had a Facebook account. I didn't even have an Instagram account until like way later. But no, I wasn't really. I was always the jokester though. I didn't really take things serious. I had fun. I got my work done, but I always goofed around. So people always thought I just goofed around all day. I'm like, no, man. There's a reason why I was one of the top directors, because I get my stuff done and then I have fun. I don't just have fun all day and not do work.
What are you doing to goof around at LA Fitness?
Oh, like play pranks with my trainers, or like I would just joke around with my staff. I don't take it too seriously. I got along with everybody. Even when my vice presidents will ask me a serious question, I'll just throw them a curveball. I'm like, oh, and then you'll be like, what the heck's wrong with this guy? They couldn't really say anything because I was like the top dog. So one day, like one of my bosses asked me, oh, how's your day doing? I'm like, oh, I went to Starbucks. I went to hang out with my friends. And he's like, no, I don't care about your day. How's your setup for today's? He's like, dude, what's your problem, man? I'm like, no, I thought you asked me how my day was.
Have you always been like this?
Yeah, I've always been like that. That's why people get comfortable with you. I'm not a serious guy. I'm very laid back, so I love having fun, but I'm also respectful at the same time. I know how to draw the line. I don't disrespect people. I know how to fun with them. I make fun of myself, so they don't feel like I'm just picking on them, So
Yeah, I definitely see that in your content that you create.
Yeah.
You're often making fun of yourself.
yeah, I always make fun of myself. You gotta have fun, man.
So you spend over a decade
Yeah.
there. What drove you to finally leave that place?
The pandemic, a lot of the gyms, I think the gyms were supposed to shut down. So a lot of people got furloughed or let go. And a lot of people were asked to come back. But during that time where I got let go, I was just helping out my dad. I'm like, man, there's like no marketing here. Business has been slow. Something's got to change. I decided to, you know what? I did marketing for LA Fitness. I did a lot of hiring. I did a lot of work. They also, what's neat about LA Fitness is they teach how to build a business, but obviously you got to work for them, but they actually give you a full platform and a general idea how to do it. So I implemented that to my restaurant and created standards, and I decided to just take that route and just not go back.
So you were helping your dad during the pandemic.
Yeah, I was helping my dad. It was my initial start wasn't to help him out and take over. I just want to help him out. I was thinking about going back, but I actually liked the food. I like hanging out with the customers. So you know what? Maybe I need to make a career change and help out the family, because he's not getting any younger. He's getting weaker. But he's also very supportive. So even every morning he'll still like come to the restaurant, check if I need anything, and then after that we'll just go home,
What was it like working with him?
Challenging at first, because I was like, oh man, this is why we're not doing so good, or this is the reason why we're like,
what was the reason?
I'm like, there's a lot of them that's not, a lot of items that's not in stock or it's not prepared. I'm like, why are we having this in the menu if we don't even have it? Like, let's get out of let's cut all the expenses. Don't waste money on stuff we don't sell, and take that out. And also the employees were like doing whatever they want because he's not really fully present there. He would come home early. There's no leadership. I'm like, there's no leadership. Everything's out of whack. There's got to be some structure. There was no structure. you know. And I don't think what happened was he got burned out. You know, owning a restaurant for 16 straight years is like, it takes a toll on your body, you know. I think his passion went downhill and just needed a little rejuvenation. So I think I came in and just kind of help him bring that passion back, you know. And also, we weren't really profiting during those years. I think that kind of discouraged him, so that kind of not want him to try harder. I think he gave. I respect what he did. He gave everything what he had. I think that was just time for a change, you know.
Well, so you noticed a lot more than just like things wrong with the menu.
Yeah. The quality was fine. The beef teriyaki was a little dry. People are mentioning about it several times. I'm like, you know, maybe if one or like two customers complained about it, I get it. But if you have multiple customers complaining about it, it's like, dude, something's got to change. Something's not right, you know. So I tasted it. I'm like, oh wow, it is pretty dry, you know. So you got to understand criticism. It's not to put you down or to put your business down. Sometimes you got to look at yourself in the mirror, like, you know what? Maybe I do need to change. I do need to fix certain things to make it better. I'd rather hear honest criticism than people just lying straight in my face saying it's good, but it's not, you know.
Was your dad receptive to your help and the changes?
I think he was in so much shock how, like, I was telling him, hey, Dad, you know, I think these are the things that you're not doing well at. At first, he thought I was disrespecting his work ethic. I was like, oh, like, Danny, you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job? Like, no, I'm not telling you don't know how to do your job. I believe that you need to make improvements, you know. And it took a couple months for him to understand that. And then also...
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no light job right there.
Know,
oh, my
like,
God.
Especially Asian parents,
oh,
you know,
my gosh.
for them to tell you, like, you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job and support my family? I'm like, no, I'm not telling you. You're not doing any of that, you know. I just think that we need to change and improve on certain things. And then... And after a couple of months, he saw the income coming, the money coming in. He's like, yeah, maybe I do need to make a change. Obviously, we're doing something right. You know, we're profiting. Yeah, I respect the hell out of him for actually giving me an opportunity. It's not that easy to just hand over a business to a son, making sure everything's okay, you know.
It took several months then.
It took several months, probably like 3-4 months for him to understand that, like, there's a new sheriff in town and we got to fix this, you know.
And then how receptive were the employees to you?
They knew me since childhood. It's not like I'm some new guy trying to change everything. And then they were very receptive and they were very respectful. And they're like my family. I see them more than my own family sometimes, you know. I think this leadership stuff that I learned from LA Fitness, applied it to the workplace, especially if you need to talk to an employee if they did something wrong. You don't just go out there criticizing them. You got to know how to communicate, you know.
I worked for LA Fitness, and I would say their leadership is terrible.
It's pretty bad.
They didn't teach you this stuff. You sort of acquired these skills at LA while you were at LA Fitness.
Yeah.
The team is receptive to you.
Yeah.
You finally get your dad on board.
Yeah.
And you're implementing these changes that you feel are going to move the dial.
Yeah.
And then LA Fitness wants you back.
They wanted me back after the pandemic. So, and then I was like, nah, it's cool. You know, I got to help my parents out. And this is what I feel like I need to be here, you know. But they're like, they're like, hey, look, if you want to ever come back, we're always open to have you back, you know, because I made them a lot of money, you know, so they understand the value behind me. And also I promoted a lot of vice presidents there too, you know, so they know I'm a big asset. But at the same time, I only have respect for them. I have respect for the company. They treated me well, but I feel like I just needed to move on.
When did you know you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay with this?
I believe around April of 2020. So.
Oh, just barely into the pandemic.
Yeah, actually, April-ish to May, around like early May, late April.
And did your dad like hand over the keys and you're like, it's now your son?
Yeah, he's like, all right, cool. I get to go home and go home early and, you know, just chill. I'm
really?
Like, yeah. So I mean, I'm glad I could provide that for him. He still helps out. He makes sure that everything's okay. And if I need anything, he's always there to help me out, you know. But I don't want to like overwork my dad. I try to give him the most minimal things to do so he can enjoy life, do whatever he wants, you know. So I mean, he's been there for so many years, you know. So.
And was your mom also part of helping?
My mom is she's a medical biller at a doctor's office. So she tries to help out here and there. But like, Mom, just take care of your thing. I'll take care of it.
Every restaurateur that has been on the show,
yeah,
the secret ingredient always seems to be like taking care of the customer.
Yeah.
Like no matter what they're cooking, no matter what, taking care of the customer is always paramount. How do you see your skills from LA Fitness influencing how you approach customer service at your restaurant now?
Part of my job was customer service in LA Fitness, so it was nothing new to me. But now it's a completely different field. It was fitness, of personal training, making sure they're taken care of. Now I gotta make sure that the food tastes good and also they've been handled properly. So it wasn't a big transition. I already knew how to talk to people, so it wasn't really a culture shock or anything. But it was great, So.
But now you get to talk to like customers and just sort of chat with them.
I just chat with them about anything. If I see like a Lakers hat, I'm like, oh man, did you see the game last night? That was whack, huh? He goes, I know. And then we just build a conversation from there, And now I don't know how many restaurant owners do that, but not many that I know of,
What type of owner was your dad?
He was very introverted, so he didn't really talk to a lot of people. People said hi to him, and we want to have a conversation with them. He's like, hey, how are you? How's your family? And that's pretty much it. He doesn't really go above and beyond to get to know a person.
Did you go into this thinking like, okay, you're going to do social media as you're doing today, or how did that come about?
Actually, my good friend Hyun, he's the one who actually brought me the idea. Because during the pandemic, you got to be creative, especially you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. You're basically at home. All the indoor restaurants were closed. Everybody was watching Tiger King and Netflix, or on their phone. That's when TikTok blew up, right? They're all doing those dances and all that stuff. So I'm like, well, people are spending so much time on their phone, and also people are getting that pandemic money. They're willing to spend money on good food or wherever places are available. So you know what? Maybe my friend told me, hey, maybe you should create an Instagram account and let people know that you're here. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, you're a funny guy, Danny. You should do something, He taught me the basics, and then after that, I actually enjoyed it and had fun. I kept consistent with it till now.
So you started that like in 2020?
2020. I think my first post was like March 25th or something of 2020. Yeah.
Wow. And you started on TikTok?
Actually, Instagram. I started everything on Instagram, then went on Facebook. TikTok, I didn't really do much with it, but Instagram's where I blew up.
Is there a particular reel that really took off for you?
There was this one reel that was like 10 million views. It was like
10 million views?
Yeah, 10 million views. It was like a 5-second video. It's like me pretending that my restaurant was like a porno scene. So
what?
Yeah, it was just like, oh, I don't know. It was just like a joke. And people like stupid videos. It's so funny. Like I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun with it today. So let's see what happens. And I get 10 million views. But all my other videos, I'm trying to like make it serious and make it make the food look good. And like that gets like decent views. But 10 million, it's like, man, really? A 5-second clip got me 10 million views.
Yeah, you sort of never know what's gonna pop off, huh?
Yeah, it was like, what the heck? And then some guy from Riverside said, oh, I saw you on that funny video for that. I'm like, oh, that video? Goes, oh yeah, and then that's why I came to try. Oh, cool, thank you for coming by.
From that 5-second video.
Yeah, from that 5-second video. I had nothing to do with my food. I was just joking around. No relations with the food whatsoever, and it just blew up.
Have you gotten other customers because of that video?
Yeah, I did. I got from OC, Inland Empire, San Bernardino. They just came by to just eat my food. I'm like, did you even see my rest of my page? Like, no, I thought you were funny. I just came by. All right, cool. Well, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Talk about the innovations with the menu that you had. So you took some stuff off that you knew that weren't selling and saved some money.
Yeah.
But you also brought about some innovations.
Exactly. Also, you got to make sure it tastes good. So I tested it up before I actually even decided to sell it. So the teriyaki fries, that wasn't on there before I took it over from my dad. And the breakfast burger wasn't there. The surf and turf fried rice wasn't there. And also the Santa Fe cheeseburger and the chili cheese tots weren't there. And chili cheese onion rings, yeah.
What's a teriyaki fries? Just fries with teriyaki sauce?
Yeah, so basically it's French fries, the chicken teriyaki, obviously. And then we put homemade Thousand Island.
Wait, there's chicken on it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
We put the French fries, then chicken. And then we put the homemade Thousand, and then green onions, jalapenos, and cheese.
Oh, cheese also?
Yeah. I know it's a weird combination, but as soon as you bite into it, you're like, whoa, that's interesting. Like it has a burst of different flavors, you know.
Okay, that's a lot more. In my head, I envisioned like just like, you know, teriyaki instead of ketchup or something.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot of people thought. I see other people's trying to do what I do. I think I started it. I'm not sure because I never seen other places do it until I did it, you know.
I never heard of it like that. Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? That kind of looks like my idea, you know. And then obviously they put their little stuff into it too. I'm all right, whatever. At least I started a trend, you know. So.
And then talk about the breakfast burger.
Yeah, the breakfast burger is like basically my best-selling burger. So it's toasted buns with butter, meat, cheese, bacon, tater tots, and eggs. And yeah, it sounds simple. And a lot of people like to put maple syrup on top, water biting into it, and also our homemade ranch. So it's really good. You know, oh man, it's pretty quite addicting. You know?
That sounds good. A breakfast burger.
Yeah. Actually, I brought one for you today, so you could try it out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Did you bring maple syrup? Because that sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to bring it. I did bring the homemade ranch, though. So you can put that on. Yeah.
Homemade ranch. What's the base?
With buttermilk. We put mayonnaise. We put our seasoning, and you just mix it up together, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Mm-hmm. And what were the other two items that you innovated?
The chili cheese. Chili cheese onion rings, and then the...
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, and chili cheese onion rings. Our onion rings are homemade. Our chili's homemade, and then we put cheese on top, and it's good. You know.
Danny, we ask each person to bring an item of significance with them. What did you bring with you today?
I brought the chicken teriyaki. 70% of the time, that's what people order.
Chicken teriyaki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it sounds basic, but it's a lot different from other teriyaki places. Usually they have like dry chicken breast and sauce on top, but you know, like flame broiler or whatever teriyaki place is very.
You can name it. You can name it. I was just joking.
I don't want to like disrespect them, you know, like. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's just chain places, those chain teriyaki places. It's very.
Yeah, flame broiler is pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's a teriyaki like person. It's all right. If you're just trying to get by, just get a quick lunch. I mean, whatever, it's cool. But if you're trying to actually enjoy your lunch and have at least that it's said, have a good time, our chicken's pretty good. You know?
Wait, so your chicken teriyaki is this most ordered item?
Yes. So we marinate the chicken for a couple days. The sauce is already soaked into it. So by the time you cook it, there's flavor already. You know. Unlike the other places where they just have dry chicken breast with no seasoning whatsoever and then put sauce on top. So it didn't really give them time to actually absorb the flavor. So that's a difference. You know?
Do you have a culinary background?
Actually, when I was in sophomore in high school, I actually wanted to become like a chef. I wanted to go to Cal Poly and then major in hotel restaurant business management. But I just took a different route. I was a chubby kid who loved food. I just wanted to... You know, I was pretty passionate about it, and then I took a different route. And then I want to become a cop, and then that was it. You know, so
I'm excited to try it. Thanks for bringing it.
Yeah.
The first item that I saw online was the surf and turf.
Yes, that's our number one selling fried rice. Yeah.
So talk about that. Who came up with that?
Oh, I came up with that idea too.
You came up with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that.
It's a beef teriyaki with the rice, bean sprouts. Green onions and grilled shrimp, and it's a lot of food. Feeds up to 2 people, you know.
And is there jalapenos on it?
Yes, and there's jalapenos too. And some people like to put jalapenos and grilled onions, or grilled yellow chilies on top. It's very not like your standard fried rice, you know.
It's huge. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, especially like construction workers or people work outdoors. They like to order that. Hey, don't finish all of it. You're going to get food coma. You still got to go back to work.
Yeah, it looks delicious though too. So you just like enjoy eating, it sounds, and you just put these creations together.
Yeah, I'm a fat boy in heart, you know. Like if I didn't exercise, I would be like 300 pounds, you know, like easily, you know.
So are you still able to exercise now that you're working at the restaurant?
Yeah. So no one really has time. You got to make time, you know. So I wake up 6 a.m, get ready. I go to Restaurant Depot.
In Pasadena?
No, in Roland Heights. There's a Restaurant Depot there. I get everything. I get all the items that I need, and I go to the gym, work out for 2 hours, and then go and head to the restaurant and start off my day. You know?
2 hours?
Yeah.
What? Okay. How many days a week, and what does it look like?
I work out every day.
For 2 hours a day?
2 hours, yeah.
Okay. What does your workout look like?
I do split workouts, so I do like a chest day, shoulder day, leg day, back day, arm day. You know?
So you're doing 2 hours of weights.
Yeah, my strength training is an hour and a half. Then I do 15 to 20 minutes of core exercise, and then I finish it off with cardio.
Take me through a chest workout. What is an hour and a half chest workout?
So I'll hit. There's different parts of the chest. So first I'll start with the incline bench press, and I'll do 5 sets of 10, and I'll hit another variation of incline chest press with dumbbells. Then I'll go to the flat bench with dumbbells, and I try to hit hypertrophy between 8 to 10 repetitions of five sets.
What weight are you at? 5?
I'll be repping 100-pound dumbbells.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. But I've been working out for so long, my body's just adjusted to it. So, I do feel my joints still. Now, as I'm 39 now, so I'm like, man, I'm not the same strength level I used to be in my 20s, you know. So, but my body still remembers certain things. It has muscle. It still has pretty good muscle memory. So, it wasn't like my body's breaking down right away. But I'm starting to feel it though, and I think I should go lighter though.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So you're still doing more sets.
I do a lot of sets, a lot of concentrated repetitions. I do a lot of negatives, so I don't go out there just pumping out for reps. You know, I care about contraction, so I want my muscles to grow. You know, it's not to look cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was a fast car. Yeah.
So you want your muscles to grow. You care about contraction.
Yeah, all about contraction and form. You know, I mean, back then I really know proper form, and then when I became a trainer, like, wow, proper contraction and form is very, very important. Sometimes I go lighter weights, but I treat it like it's a heavy weight, and then just trick my body into it, and it works.
And you're not just eating your own food all the time.
No, I mean, man.
Do you eat your own stuff every day?
Oh yeah, I mean, I eat my chicken teriyaki, the beef teriyakis, burgers sometimes here and there, but usually it's the chicken and the beef. Yeah.
Like you're just on cooking there, and you can just have it whenever you want.
Whatever break time I get, I try to cook up something, and then people are, oh, I mean, you're so lucky, you get to eat chicken teriyaki every day. I'm like, it's not that great if you eat it every day.
You said you're a fat boy at heart.
Yeah.
So where do you like to eat? Let's say that to the end, but I can't imagine. Like, I always think if I'm working at a restaurant, one, it's got to be good because I'm on workout somewhere like I want to eat, right? How can I resist eating that stuff all the time? But I guess you said, like, if you're eating it all the time, it's not that great.
It's like working at LA Fitness too. Sometimes, actually, there was a time where I was in the worst shape of my life in LA Fitness. Like, oh man, I bet you like to work out every day. I'm like, man, I'm at the gym all the time. So sometimes I even want to work out, you know.
Oh yeah, it must suck, right?
Yeah, you know, it's like telling a basketball player, hey, let's go play some basketball. Like, they don't want to do that. You know, just want to go home and rest, you know, or have fun.
I want to get more into your social media content journey. So, but before that, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
Sometimes, even the best of us can slip up. That's why the law offices of Scott Wormuth are here to pick you back up again.
And while they strive to get you the biggest compensation possible, oh my gosh.
Their main concern is your health and recovery. They work closely with doctors and insurance companies to make sure you get the proper medical treatment.
Initial consultations are free, so give them a call.
At the law offices of Scott Wormuth, we're with you all the way.
I'm Scott Wormuth. We've been fighting for your rights for more than 40 years.
All right, we're back from the break with Danny. Danny, when we come back from the break, we like to ask questions from this deck of cards called Icebreakers, and it's just a fun way for the audience to get to know us a little bit better. So I'll answer it as well.
Okay.
Danny, what's the worst job you ever had?
I used to work for this drop shipping company for like an individual. I thought it could be cool at first 'cause I get to work at home, but man, it was brutal. It was not what I expected because I'm more of a guy I got to be active, and then I'm not a guy who can't be in a laptop or in a computer for like 5 hours straight. I mean, I'm not that type of guy. Man, that killed me, you know. But it was a great experience, but it wasn't compared to all the jobs I had, that was probably the worst one. Yeah.
LA Fitness is up there for me, but I would say my first job with out of college with Tokyo Marine, I was a commercial auto insurance adjuster.
Commercial auto insurance adjuster. Wow.
For Toyota Motor North America, Nissan Motor North America, like those were their clients, right? It was terrible. Like I only worked there for 6 months. Like the leadership was poor. Well, the one that I had was poor. It was like Groundhog Day. Like every day, like you're wearing the same thing. You're driving the same route to work. You're going to the same places for lunch. Like I was like, this is terrible. I cannot do this. and I left. I was gone after 6 months. But well, if you're watching or listening, let us know what's the worst job you ever had. So talk about your social media. Mm-hmm. So that's where I know you. When I see you, I'm like, dude, that's that guy from social media. Yeah. You must get that a lot.
Yeah. It's funny because I was in Montclair just at like a random Target store. I was just hanging out. Someone DMs me, "Hey, I see you." I'm like, "What the heck?" Like, who is this guy? I never met in my life. Like, "Oh, I saw one of your videos." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Do you engage with people and customers a lot about that?
Oh yeah, I'm not shy about it. I appreciate that. I appreciate them recognizing me and supporting me, coming down to my restaurant. So I think every one of them. Yeah, I respond to every comment, every message, good or bad. It doesn't matter.
So you're part of a newer generation of restaurant owners, and I say that in the context of you understand the power of social media. I don't imagine that you're just, well, it sounds like you do enjoy it and you are doing it for fun, but there's some strategy behind it as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a huge game changer. Now it's all about social media,
Yeah, so talk about that because a lot of old school business owners in any field, right? Yeah. But even restaurant, they don't understand the power of it. No. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I believe the power of social media is very, very, it's super effective. That's what a lot of people use these days, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and people are on it all the time, So when you have a certain restaurant you want to talk about, you want to represent, if you do a good job with it, people are going to recognize you. They're going to see that. And you got to stay consistent with it. And also, whatever content you put up, it's got to be relatable. It has to be actually good. I see a lot of different attempts of creating a social media account for different restaurants, but there's no engagement. There's no, I don't know. I feel like they're not connecting with the people. They're just putting a picture of a food. Oh, try this out. Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you have one, if you know how to use it, how to engage, how to properly connect with the community. It's all about community. You got to build a connection with the community. That's what it is.
And why do you think your content connects and resonates so well with the SGV?
I take pride in my work, and also I take pride of getting to know others and my customers. That's what kind of get me going, especially, it doesn't matter if you have great videos, but if you're not building a relationship with your customers and your supporters, it's nothing, So they're the ones that's going to help you pay your bills. Without them, there is no business, So you got to do a good job from the both end, from the back end and the front end.
Are you like front of house? You're out there engaging with customers?
Yeah, usually I'm there from like 10 to 3, and I'm the one that takes orders. And they have no other choice but to talk to me, So I get to know them. I always ask them the first thing. Especially when a person's like looking around the menu, kind of looking confused. I know they're a new person, So, how'd you find us? Goes, I saw you on Instagram. I'm like, awesome. You know what? I appreciate you coming down. Here's a small drink, and they're like, oh my gosh, you got me a free drink, And then right after that, they spent $60, $70 worth of food, just the fact I gave them a small drink, So. And they're like, hey, what do you recommend? I think a lot of the stuff's good, but these are the stuff if it's your first time, I would definitely have you try out. They appreciate that. Not many people really introduce themselves or talk about recommendations when they first come down to the restaurant, especially at like a fast food restaurant, that is,
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, that's.
And talk about the name. What is GD Burgers?
It's actually a Greek person's name. He was the original founder of GD Burgers. That was like in the 60s, and then we never changed it. We just kept it there, People are like, oh, maybe is it your dad and your name? I'm like, no, it's not,
What percentage of people that come to your restaurant would you say found you through social media?
Probably like 60%.
60%?
Yeah, 60%.
Dude, that's high.
Yeah, 60%. Usually every day I would get 6 or 7 new people from Instagram,
That's huge.
Yeah. So it's big. Yeah.
So Danny, speak to the restaurant owner who's like, social media, I don't need that, whatever. What would you say to that person?
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
they still exist.
You gotta get on it. This is the future, Yeah, you should definitely get on it, especially if you want to get some type of recognition, exposure. Social media is huge. You know, it says a lot about yourself in the restaurant as an owner. Also, make sure that people know you, especially the owners don't want to really show that they're the owners. I believe if you're camera shy, I get it, but putting yourself out there as an owner, hey, come to my restaurant, try these things, people can resonate towards that, you know. And a lot of like these old school people, they don't like talking on the camera. They don't like being in pictures, but sometimes you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you know. So, and that's how you grow.
Oh yeah, the analogy is really clear with resistance training and strength training.
Yeah,
right. Like I have this shirt. It says it's supposed to hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just in life, not just in working out, right? You know, you got to try it out. At least try it out. You know, if you want to save the business, you want to make more profits or whatever, you got to take it to the next level.
What's your advice on people like, you know, you described a lot of restaurant accounts that are just like pictures of food.
Yeah.
But yours is a good blend of a lot of things, right? Some of them almost have nothing to do with restaurant.
Yeah.
And they're your own personality. I can see your personality through the content that you create.
Yes.
What's your advice to restaurant owners who think that just posting about their food is enough?
So have the viewers get to know you. You as an owner, you're the one who represents the restaurant. Have a story behind it. Show them what kind of person you are and what you like to do with the food. Just be more of yourself. Be yourself. Have fun. Don't be fake. Just know how to connect with the community.
So let's talk about getting your ideas.
Yeah.
Like, where do you get? Because they're funny.
Yeah,
they're funny and entertaining. So what's that process for you?
I just go through like, I don't know, just random stuff just pops into my head. You know, like I think of stuff from the 90s, year 2000s. I'm like, you know what? Oh, we were all like this at one point. So I would make a video of like throwback videos of us hanging out in school. And these are certain music that we listen to. They're like, oh, that's pretty funny, you know? And then like, I kind of bring a lot of memories and I joke about it. And a lot of people are like, oh, I remember that, you know? So I made a skit about family matters. You know, so I was at the restaurant pretending to be Carl Winslow and Steve Urkel and just joking around, and they started laughing like, oh my gosh, that is so true. We used to grow up with that. We thought it was normal. And then they look at it, man, that was cheesy.
And you've had some recognizable people come through.
Oh yeah, I had like Hungry for Munchies come in. I got some rapper from YouTube that blew up. He just came by.
Hungry for Munchies. Did you know he was coming? Did you invite him? Like, how did that come out?
I asked him to come by, and then after that, we got pretty close. We became like pretty good friends. And yeah, I didn't know he lives in the SGV area, so I thought he lived in Texas or something. But he happened to be around the area, and they contacted him, and they were cool ever since then. You know.
And there's some other people that you've had.
Yeah.
Well known.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? I thought it was a fake account. Then I'm like, looked at it. Oh, it's real. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he come do a collab with you?
No. He never collabed with me. He's just liked one of my videos. I'm like, that's random. That's pretty cool.
You're just doing what you think is going to resonate, and you're showing who you are with the audience. And that's been sort of your formula for success.
Yes.
None of that matters if they come and your food is terrible, though, too.
To be real, just have fun. Make sure you love what you do. And when people come by, if they come by, if they don't, they don't. Not everyone's going to like my food, but they appreciate my entertainment, you know. So.
How do you deal with the people, the haters online?
You're always going to have hate, you know, like they're like, oh, I tried better. Oh, that teriyaki's whack, whatever. So I'm not going to give the satisfaction to respond and say something back to them. I'm like, you know what? They have the rights to their own opinion, but I'm not going to say anything, you know. Nothing's going to, because, you know, when I respond to something on one of their comments, they're going to twist their words around. They're trying to bait me. And then I'm going to be exposed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not playing that game, you know? So if they have nothing to say to me, anything nice to say about me, I'm not going to say anything, you know?
And do you have people commenting not just about your food, but like about your content in general?
Yeah, not really. I never had a problem saying anything. There was a couple of racist comments here and there.
Racist?
Yeah, but it was like, whatever. So, I mean, that's everywhere, you know? But like, it didn't really affect me, you know? I'm like, it is what it is. I experienced racism. I don't care, you know, like, you know, that's just part of life, you know, so I just ignore it, you know.
I can imagine as a restaurant owner, so many people coming in and shooting content now.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Oh man.
Do they ask you to go behind? Do they ask to go into the kitchen? Are they asking you to be in the video? Like what's going on?
Can you repeat that question again?
Yeah. So I'm 46.
Yeah.
No one had their cameras out when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But now I can imagine that every day there's probably people filming content at your place.
Yes.
Like, what is that like? Are they asking you to be involved in it? Do they ask you to collaborate, go behind the scenes? Like, what is that like?
A little bit of both. They want to see the behind the scenes of how we make the food and stuff like that. It's cool. I mean, during the pandemic, I brought in a lot of foodies. Actually, a couple of foodies that's been on this podcast came by several times.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Starfit Foodie.
Oh, okay.
She came in, and Bonnie, she came by, and just a couple other people too. I forgot their names, but I saw them on the podcast, and I'm like, oh, I remember them. But that's before they even blew up,
Yeah.
They were just trying to help and support. And now I'm so happy for them. They have a lot of followers. They're getting invited to different places. I'm like, I knew them since day one. And good for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. And is there ever a negative experience with people creating content?
I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of bad experience with different people. But for me, no, I never had a bad experience.
You just let them do their thing.
I let them do their thing, and I talk to them, get to know them. A lot of them very, very respectful. They didn't feel entitled. And yeah, it was a great experience. I'm the ones that I had.
And I think we were talking off camera, but I think you said you batch film a lot of your content.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just sort of release it as it goes.
Mm-hmm. So some does well, some doesn't. I mean, if every video hits, that would have been great, but it's a numbers game.
Do you ever look at a video and you're like, this one's a banger, and this one's gonna take off?
That's the funny thing. When you think it's gonna be a banger, it's not.
I know.
This is going to go viral, and it doesn't, And then the stuff that you just like, let's see what happens. That blows up,
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I got a video of this Korean guy he's dressed up as a Hispanic person. He speaks fluent Spanish, and he actually has a song, sings everything in Spanish. So I put on the caption, me. This is me after eating at a Mexican restaurant, La Puente. And that video blew up, So,
oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck?
That was really creative.
Yeah. So that guy wasn't even me, and some of the people that was me. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know you speak fluent Spanish like that. I'm like, oh no, that's not me. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, so where did that come from?
I just saw a random video. I'm like, a Korean guy with a sombrero doing banda music. That's very interesting.
But then you blended it with your own
it's
take.
like, oh, that's like me thinking not to speak Spanish right after I eat a Mexican food. And then, people started laughing. Like, oh my God, that's hilarious. It's so new to know. A Korean guy speaks better Spanish than me. Like, what the heck? And he's like actually singing full-on songs. He has an album, which I didn't know about,
How many views did that video get?
That got like 38K views right on the spot. And then, now I don't know, maybe more now. And that's like 3,000 shares. I'm like, what the heck? This video? See, like, I didn't expect anything to happen, It just blew up.
Wow, that's cool. Congratulations, man. You have really great and entertaining and interesting ideas. Well, Danny, we're going to move on to the final segment of the show where we get to learn about other places that you like to eat in the San Gabriel Valley. So, Danny, this is the SGV3, and we get to learn your 3 favorite places to eat in the SGV. So, what would be number 1?
Number 1, Hanu Hawaiian barbecue, Korean barbecue, Hanu barbecue, Hawaiian barbecue at Roland Heights. Yeah.
Hanu Hawaiian barbecue.
Yeah.
In Roland Heights.
Yes.
What do you like to get there?
I used to get I always get the garlic butter shrimp with the rice, the mac salad, and then the small cabbage salad on the side. It's great. The owner's pretty nice. I found out that she was actually where we have mutual friends. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. At first, when I first met her, I thought her parents owned it. So, oh yeah, how's your parents? How they're helping you out? It's like, no, I own this place. I'm like, oh, that's awkward. And then we just became close ever since then.
Hanu Korean barbecue.
Hanu Hawaiian barbecue.
Hanu Hawaiian. Okay,
Yeah.
So it's not like cook your own stuff there.
No. It's actually like it's like Hawaiian barbecue, but with a little fusion of Korean food in there.
Oh, is it fast casual?
Just fat. Usually it's a takeout.
Takeout.
Yeah, just takeout. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And a second place?
Second place, BC Teriyaki in Monrovia.
Don't you have beef with this guy?
Yeah.
I'm just joking. This is like made up stuff,
Yeah,
right?
it's just made up stuff to get. You want to pull like a Logan Paul and Mike Tyson beef, and now they became friends. You know? So yeah, but the food is actually pretty good. I actually really like their curry.
Okay.
Curry's really good. Yeah.
How's their teriyaki?
Teriyaki's pretty good. It's a lot different from mine.
Okay.
So it's a different type of style, and I like it. I like their beef actually more than their chicken, but both are pretty good. And I like to put their curry on top with some vegetables and some grilled onions. Oh, it's amazing. It's good.
And how did you guys connect?
I saw his video blow up randomly on one of my Instagrams. It just came up on my feed, and then one of my friends were joking. Actually, my friend sent it to me. His name is Richard. He goes, "Hey, you have an art show. You have competition?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. He took over Dad's restaurant just like I did. Oh, maybe you should do something, collab with him." And then I messaged him, and then and that's it. And we became pretty good friends and started building content together.
And that's entertaining as well.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, how often do you hear two teriyaki places like making up a fake fight? You know, and then people are so funny. They're all commenting. They're like, "Oh, that guy will kick his butt." You know, like what the heck? We're not actually gonna fight. You know, so
I hope you guys keep making more content.
Yeah.
And what's the third place?
Third place is Happy Walk in Roland Heights.
Happy Walk. Okay, sounds like another fast
Chinese
food place.
fast food. I've been going there since I was 7.
Oh wow!
And it's still there. You know, and then I became pretty close with the owners. And yeah, they're Filipino owned, but before that, it was the same owner for like 30 something years, you know, so like 20 something years, and they took over.
What do you like to get there?
Their tangerine chicken and chow mein. That's my go-to, and their fried rice.
Is it one of those places where like they stuff the thing so much that you can't even close it?
It's good. Are you Chinese?
No.
Or
Japanese.
Japanese, but I don't know. A lot of people, Chinese people, oh, you know, that's not real Chinese food. You know, I get it, but still, it's pretty good. You know.
I dated a woman whose family owned like one of those places.
Yeah.
And so she would bring back home. It's good. It's good food.
It's good. I mean, it's not good for you, but it's good.
Yeah.
Know?
Well, Danny, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your story with us, and for sharing you know who you are through your not only your food but also the content that you create.
Thank you.
If you want to check out GD Burgers, let them know how they can do that.
Yeah, you could just check out GD Burgers on Instagram. It's GD Burgers 24. And yeah, you're able to see a lot of different stuff. Usually I put out different types of menus and foods, so you know exactly what to expect when you get there.
And where are you guys located?
14273 Amar Road, La Puente, California.
Awesome. Well, Danny, I really enjoyed this. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
There you go, another episode in the books. This was a really enjoyable conversation about a food place, which is, I think, actually one of the first where we talked extensively about a person's restaurant. You really got to see from the perspective of an owner the power of social media. This is something that I've been speaking about frequently in the newsletter. I'm really glad you got to hear from someone himself who's experiencing the benefit of it. And I just think like if you're not involved in some way with social media, if you have a business, you're going to get left behind. And I don't say that to scare you, but just to realize the power of social media and what it can do for your business. And through this podcast, we want people to get to know who these people are. And that is what Danny is doing with his social media. They definitely get to see who he is, his personality through his content that he creates. So go check them out in the city of La Puente. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to like, share, and you can check out the full catalog of episodes on our website, mysgv.net. And until next week, we'll see you then. Thank you for joining us on the MySGV podcast. Check out more of our content on our website, mysgv.net. This show was produced by Scott Wormuth, directed by Russell Mano, edited by Victoria Allers, and original music by Yone OG. If you'd like to join us next week as we capture and share more stories from our diverse community, feel welcome.
Nice mother. No, kind of mother.